cannot be arsed. But people always just think that like they're kind of like going to get looked over by the panel if they don't do it every single day. And you're like, who gives a fuck, man?
No, I don't know. No, you can. Well, that guy last year did 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're fine.
I think do 2 weeks, do a 45-minute show. Let's get out the door.
Yeah, the half an hour show. I'll do
I would love that. My first night I did it was like 55 minutes, and I lost them at the 45-minute mark. So I'm just gonna make it a 40-minute show.
Yeah,
That's it. Cut 2 shite stories that were just padding it out anyway. And I was like, fuck them, get in the bin. Let's just get on with
you
this.
feed off their energy, don't you?
Yeah. Have you had like pretty some wild shows this month, or has it been
Up and down.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. The bad ones are good, but you're not going for good, are you?
No, not at all, man. What's your show? Is it Hubba Hubba?
Yeah, Hubba Hubba. I had a bad one on Saturday night. Did you have a good one on Saturday night?
Rowdy as fuck.
Was it good though?
Yeah, it was still good, but it was very rowdy.
Mine was miserable.
Really?
I go out just try and do some patter. I'm like, what's your name, mate? Like friendly. The guy goes, I'm like, oh, that makes a nice atmosphere, doesn't it?
Yeah. Fuck. Was he just giving it that the whole gig?
No, he was just like treating me like I was not there. Like he just looked at his mate like.
Oh my God, that was Saturday night. I had this guy in the front row that was exactly like that. His girlfriend was sitting to the right of him. And he was so drunk, he just couldn't be there. And he just kept looking at her, just staring at her. And she was like, just face the front.
Oh.
And he was just kept going, like, kept trying to like be smart and everything like that. And he had his feet on the stage. And I've never done it, Tom. I have never done I didn't realise you're a comedian. Get your fucking feet off the stage.
Did you do it?
I did it, and it felt good.
Oh, did it work?
It felt good. Everyone went, yeah.
I've had everyone on. I'm like having their fucking feet on my stage every day.
Really?
And I'm like, I'm not saying shit. Throwing the bags up there, empty crisp packets. It's all right. It's all right.
Carry on, Sep. Yeah,
Do what
I
you
had
want.
it. Yeah, he was a fucking arsehole as well. He was just too drunk. And I want to say, you want to say to people, if you're that drunk, sit at the back so you can leave if you want. But he was just so hammered, and then kept trying to like chip in throughout the show. And I was like, shut up.
Yeah.
It was proper.
10
just
o'clock, and you're in a. Where are you again?
Royal, just off the Royal Mile.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you're kind of you're not getting the grass market level of drunken idiot, but you're still getting some idiots on a Saturday night. I don't think you're ever going to avoid it on a Saturday night.
No.
You're always going to get idiots.
Because they've been just drinking all day, aren't they?
Yeah. Have you been out drinking much? I've been.
Tiny bit, yeah. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I didn't drink today. I only had 3. And then you're in bed like, oh, I'm an angel. A little bit, yeah. But like, you have visitors come up. I don't know about you. You have friends come, and then you have to like entertain them. You become tour guide for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
I think I might stop doing that. I think next year, or like if I do it next year or the years after, no one can come visit me.
Yeah, it's that pressure at the end of the show when you just want to go to your bed. And they're like, you coming out?
Yeah, all right then.
You coming to a nightclub?
You don't have to ask me twice.
Fuck,
Oh,
man.
how did you sleep the night of the incident?
Not well, Tom. Not well at all. No, it was just kept like replaying everything in my head. Not in a kind of like trauma way, but I was just like, I can't believe that happened. I kept like laughing really nervously.
Have you spoke about it much on your pod?
A little bit, but
Yeah.
just kind of bits here and there. But we can talk about it as much as you want, man, because it is literally the big thing that's happening to me this month.
Yeah. How old was he?
43.
Too old to be doing that.
Get a hobby, man.
We've all been tempted to bring a replica gun out and take a comedy show hostage, but you don't do it, do you?
No, you just leave it.
Yeah.
You get into model trains or something like that at age 43, or build a shed, build a man cave in your back garden.
I wonder where that's going to go with him. Like, so they arrested him.
I heard from the courts this morning. I got
Did
a lovely little phone call that woke me up this morning. And the court system were telling me that he has been remanded in custody again.
Different issue.
No. So it's still the same thing. So that something happened. So he was in court on Friday. They keep telling me that we will tell you in advance if anything happens with this. And then they always phone me like a few days after something's happened. They go, sorry, we didn't have time to phone you. But imagine if that had been, sorry, we didn't have time to phone you. He's actually been let loose. He's now free. But they don't fucking do that. They just kind of said, like, he's been remanded in custody again. And then there'll be a trial in the next couple of weeks. And I'm just kind of like, I went, cool, so what happens next? And she just repeated the sentence again.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, so he's been remanded in custody and he might, there'll be a trial in a few weeks. I was like, you just said that.
Yeah,
She went,
they don't want us to give you anything.
yeah, I don't think, I think she's, if you're kind of making those phone calls, I don't think you're a decision maker in the court. I think you're just going to be, right, phone 10 people today and tell them what's happening. So, yeah, he's still in, 43 years old. What an idiot. Had his whole life ahead of him and he chucked it away for interrupting a fucking Fringe show, man.
Do you reckon it's helped your numbers at all?
Oh, God, no, Tom.
No. No, made them worse, if anything. People know that's the kind of thing I allow.
He's letting that slide in a show. Fuck no. Nah. People, I've still been selling out. I've still had really busy shows. I've not had like a really quiet day yet. But most of the people who come to the show do not know it's happened.
Oh, yeah. Do you talk about it?
Yeah. Because then I'd say about 70-30 don't know about it. So then you've got the 30 in the room. I kind of do a bit like let's play a game. Who all knows about how fucking screwed I was in here a few Wednesdays back? Like, so the people that, and that helps because I've done 2 compilation shows where I've tried the material on stage at the compilation shows and died on my arse for 15 minutes. Like 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
It was bleak because no one in the room knew about it. So they all thought I was like making it up.
Oh, right, yeah. They can be like that way sometimes with a mad story.
Yeah.
You just think you're lying.
And there's parts of the thing I've had to just take out of the set because it's too far-fetched. People are like, there's no way that's true. And you know what? Last night, a guy who was the double of him sat in the back of the room in the exact same seat. And I was like, oh, fuck, he's back.
Yeah.
There was literally like about a 5-minute period of last night's show where I was like, oh, he's here again.
Oh, my God.
He's here again. He's somehow got out and he's come back. So in my head, I was starting to kind of think like shit. But then the guy put some like really like polite like reading glasses on.
Oh yeah, he's not got them. He's not got them.
Yeah. And then just started kind of like browsing his phone, and I thought he went from me thinking it was the gunman to this is a reviewer because he started writing stuff down, and I was like, oh for fuck's sake, that's even worse. So yeah, it's been an eventful month, man. But it's.
No, not for me. Boring. Is your show? Is it ticketed? You reserve seats? Is it?
Yeah. But there's also just like you can just walk in as well.
Walk
if you
in
want.
as well.
Yeah. So it's £5 gets you in.
Right.
And this guy just walked in halfway through.
That ruined the bucket that night.
Oh, mate. It was about 25 people in. And the show was going well, and I was like, "We're cleaning up tonight, Ralph. We're gonna get the bucket filled with money." And then people were kind of saying afterwards, "Oh, we didn't get a chance to pay you." And in that moment, like we're standing out in the street, like the police, he's in the police van across the street.
Yeah.
You can hear him banging on the police van walls, and I'm having to just go, "Oh, it's fine, it's
well,
okay."
it's mental to then go.
Yeah, it's meant to go, hold on, let me just get my iZettle app open. Here's my card machine. Yeah, just tap there. Yeah.
Oh, you've accidentally set it to 50.
Yeah. So I got nothing that night. Nothing. But people came back and like 4 people came back like other nights.
Oh, that's nice.
But 21 didn't.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I've not had that. I've had shows stopped before. I did a tiny little compilation at Cab Vol in the cinema room a few years ago. And the bouncers just came and chucked everyone out just because it only held like 15 people.
Right.
And there was just like a load of mad heads in just
ruining
the show. But that's the worst one I've had.
Yeah.
And that's now when I see drunk people. It's just drunk people, you're like, oh no, here we go.
Oh
no.
Here we go.
Ruin the day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's as soon as you kind of like, you can tell, I think when the show starts, if people are too rowdy at the cheering bit of like welcome to the stage, if people are like, you're like, we're fucked here. We are absolutely fucked.
Saturday, which tell you what, in future, no more. What night was yours on the gun incident?
It was a Wednesday night, Dom.
It was a Wednesday night. Nice calm one.
That's it.
Wandering around with his gun.
It is bizarre that he left the house that night. I'd love to know what his mindset was that night. Because he left the house with a gun and a squeaky toy.
Wonder who he lives with.
Yeah. It's bizarre. I really want to know more about him.
You got to get him in here.
That's it. Honestly, mate. I was saying he needs a redemption arc.
Well, in theory, that'd be good. But, it'd just be ramblings.
Oh, yeah. He literally... So he kept talking about he wants to solve the world's problems in under 2 minutes. And we didn't give him a chance. And this is the one thing I've mentioned that line before, but I'm kind of gutted we didn't hear him out to be like, how is he going to do it? How is he going to solve the world's problems in under 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Because he said to me, he went, you're just interested in talking about yourself. You don't want to cure the world's problems. And I was like, have you ever fucking met a comedian, mate? Obviously.
Yeah, he's running away with himself. Yeah. Oh, I'm not a hero. I wouldn't have handled that situation well. No. I wouldn't have dived on the gun or anything. Save yourself!
I didn't do any of that shit either. I definitely didn't do any of that.
If I see something happen in public and there's enough people about, I'm like, am I close enough that I have to help?
Yeah,
like,
you start with
I'm like, no, there's 4 people closer than me.
Yeah.
And I don't know any... I don't know, life-saving things.
Yeah.
I don't know any combat.
Yeah. It's like when you see someone like getting injured in the street. If like the first people are there, if there's like 3 or 4 people there, you can kind of go, I think they've got this.
But also, too many people can do harm.
Yeah.
I saw a bloke at the bus stop at Princess Street, an old fella. It's a hot day and he's wearing too many clothes and he just collapsed. I think he might have hit himself on like the... I don't know,
on the
like
pavement.
His head on the pavement on the way down, and like too many people fussing round.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm doing him a favour here by getting out of here, by getting on the bus.
It has to be done, man.
This is what he would have wanted.
Yes. R.I.P. that old man.
He's all right.
Yeah. It is when there's too many. You just can. Yeah, I make the same calculation, and I go right. I don't want to swarm him. Let's leave him. If someone's phoning the ambulance, we're good to go here.
Yeah, my dad is the opposite. I've got this. My parents were at a wedding. I wasn't there. They told me this story though. But I think the bride's mother-in-law collapsed. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense. You just say the groom's mother. Maybe it was the bride's mother or the groom's mother collapsed. And my dad rushes in and he's like, give her space, right? Call an ambulance, get a glass of water. And my mum comes over, starts pulling his arm and going, stop getting involved.
Does he even know like first aid or anything like that?
No, but he was just trying to help.
He was just being the first
It's funny
responder.
to be the first responder and then someone going, stop getting involved. Let her die in peace.
Yeah, you were just going to be like, right, I don't know what I'm doing here. Can we get a doctor in here? That's why we're going to do the doctor shout out in the plane.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be like a medical professional. They're not going to accept a psychologist.
No.
Like, get someone up there who knows what they're fucking doing. I would not be doing that. Even if I knew first aid, I'd be like, I think someone else has got this, really, if I'm honest.
I don't know what situation where I could help. Like, if they'd be like, can someone do a quick 5? I'd be like,
Yeah. This man's passing out. It's his dying wishes. Final 5. Come on, type 5, baby.
he wouldn't like my set.
Yeah, he's not my kind of crowd.
I'm a demographic.
I'm not good at an emergency. Had that not been my show, I wouldn't have done anything in that show if someone pulls a gun, man.
I think I might have just left, even if I was on the front row.
Yeah. I wouldn't have blamed anyone. Would not have blamed anyone if they just legged it. But do you know what? He had one good Hollywood line in him. He did one freeze, nobody move, nobody leaves. That was his one
That's good.
That was his one cool line he said.
Must feel good to say that.
Yeah, it must. A fair play to the guy.
He's going, yeah, if you start, it's the ramblings because he's not thought about what he has to say.
He should have prepared, man.
Yeah.
He should have had his lines prepared, and he didn't.
Yeah.
He went up there and thought, this looks easy.
Interesting now, though, he's going through this little saga, isn't he, where he's like, right, did that. Now I'm in love, I've got a court, and then I'll probably does let me off.
Yeah.
Because they can't be asked to have me in prison.
Oh, yeah.
They knew I was just messing about. But yeah, you can't frighten people, can you?
Yeah, I think apparently you get tried as if that's a real gun, even if it wasn't. Like,
that's great.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet, eh?
Because you can't have people doing that. There's probably people listening going, no, he's vulnerable. You can't scare people.
Please, not at my shows.
Do it after the show.
Yeah.
After the bucket speech on the way out, please.
So that's, you've kind of only ever had like one like mad thing at the Fringe. You never had like gigs down south go mental?
It's just drunk people or like people on drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Classics.
just keep getting up and coming back, I've not been heckled too much.
Yeah.
Heckling doesn't happen too much. It's just people trying to join in.
Yeah.
I mean,
people try to finish your sentences and shit like that.
yeah, or just talking to the friend going, I get that. And you're like, okay, yeah.
I hate that.
You know.
What's been like your favourite gig you've ever done, man?
Favourite?
Yeah, what's been the one you've gone, fuck, loved that gig. Loved it.
You forget them. The one I did last night was fantastic.
Yeah.
And the one Friday night, I kind of have like great one, bad one, great one, bad one. Go like that. Because you get too cocky, you go in the next day like, same again, is it? and then you bomb hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think I always kind of know like there's a bomb coming. I always say that at the back, there's a bomb coming. It's coming. It's coming soon.
I feel like it always happens at the Fringe. Like,
yeah.
Rest of the year, fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Someone else is setting up the gig and emceeing it. Then, because you're up there for an hour.
I know, which is too long.
You can't escape. I can't leave. Let me leave. No. Yeah, I like escaping. I think I only like going on about like, I was saying a minute ago about like being the one in public to take charge. I'll only like defend myself if people I know are watching.
Oh, really?
If I'm getting like disrespected, I'm like, oh, I can't have these. No, I don't stand up for myself. That's like that's the time when I'll go like,
fuck
oh, great,
you.
gotta stand up for myself. How dare you speak that way to me?
But if none of your friends are in, you're like, yeah, fair.
Yeah, whatever, treat me that way.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I will always accept bad service in like restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, that's just, they're like, oh, sorry, we forgot we'd taken your order. I'm like, no, I wouldn't expect anything more. That's how people treat me.
Okay, when it gets to like, the only time I'll say something is the food's taken a long time. That's the one point where it's been like 45 minutes and I go, oh, should we say something? Should we say something? And you kind of go, excuse me. And they go, oh, we've completely forgot to take your order. And you go, it's okay. It's okay.
Please. Yeah, well, I don't know. You don't want to, I don't know. I feel sorry for them unless they've got an attitude.
Yeah. That's the thing. You kind of just, you feel them. You feel for them.
Yeah.
You kind of like, fuck, it's just a job.
My sisters are quite rude to wait staff. I don't think they'd say so, but they are. Well, they're tremendously rude.
Tremendously rude.
Yeah, I'm like the opposite. I'm like nice, even if they're nasty to me, leaving them a tip and everything. My eldest sister, I was in a restaurant with her, and the guy comes over. He's like, "Oh, how are you guys today?" She goes, "What's the soup of the day?"
Like, oh,
very.
let's take it down a notch, yeah.
Very aggy. And then my other sister, like, she'll send anything back.
Oh, I've never done that.
Just send anything back. She'll have a couple slices of pizza and then go, yeah, I'd like to return this. It's not nice. And it's like, oof. Oh, do you want us to make it again? Do you want something else? She goes, no, just take it off the bill.
Oh my God. I mean, that's ballsy. That is ballsy.
The thing is, though, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do what they do. But how much must that pizza cost to make? £1?
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, they don't give a shit. my God, sending food back and taking it off the bill.
Yeah. The last time I complained, I was at, it was like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, and I was at, here, and I was at the Hanover Tap, and I'd ordered like, say I'd ordered a beef burger and a chicken burger came, or vice versa. And I asked the guy, I was like, oh, I ordered it. Like, it's just come wrong. And he goes, oh, let me just check. And like, he didn't believe me. I'd taken a bite out of it. And he like, gets in there with like 2 knives and was like, stop playing with it in front of me.
Fuck, man.
I don't know.
I do love after I've been at like a hotel or something, or some if someone's going tits up on like a holiday or something like that. I do love that, but only over email. Over email, maybe over the phone a little bit, but over email, I'll go like, well, I didn't have a good stay, and just in the hope to try and get something free.
Oh yeah,
love that. Love trying to get some free shit.
Well, that's the way to go. You got to go empathetic. Like, oh, my dreams were broken. If there's anything you could do to remedy this, please.
I was I've not left a review on TripAdvisor yet, so if you could come back to me, that would be great. And then there was one hotel I did recently, and it was they treated us like shit the whole time. Me and my girlfriend, they treated us like shit, and we couldn't even find a way to complain. They couldn't have given less of a fuck that we didn't enjoy our stay there.
Where were you?
It was on like the west coast of Scotland. We'd gone there because it was had this like really cool outdoor pool, and I was like, this looks fucking banging. Let's go there. It'll be a nice summer's day. Yeah. This will be good. We get there. It's the most miserable day of the year. And when we get there, they told us the swimming pool's closed. And they went, there's been an incident in the swimming pool. And I just thought, oh, someone shit themselves.
That's the first thing you think?
Yeah.
I was like, the incident is someone shit
Someone shot themselves in the pool. It wasn't. It was this is insane. A member of staff, always went into the swimming pool to practice holding his breath to see how long he could hold his breath for. And he died in the swimming pool. He died in the swimming pool. What a
You can hold your breath on land.
Don't go in the pool. So that was they essentially closed the pool.
It's tragically sad that a man has died.
Yeah.
But when someone you could do that at the side of the pool, just dunk your head in.
And he's like, apparently he did it all the time. And then they found out he was dead.
He shouldn't have been doing that.
Yeah. And you know what? The hotel went, hey, we're going to give you 20% off your bill because of this. And I was just kind of like, it's hard to kind of go, well, I'd like more, but also your colleague has died.
Yeah, you could push, couldn't you? But
yeah,
it's a bit sad.
But they really, again, they couldn't have given a shit. They did not care.
About you or him?
Probably both.
Yeah.
I don't think they really cared about any of us. So yeah.
Oh, that's mad.
Yeah, and then you're trying to like kind of like go, didn't really enjoy this day and everything like that. Got treated like shit. But then you can't go, the 20% wasn't sufficient. We travelled like 4 hours to get there, and it was just like, yeah, it was just such a bad way. I mean, bad way for him to go, holding your breath.
Stupid way to go. How old was he, do you know?
20s, in his 20s.
That's so sad.
I know.
I was for a moment thinking it was like a 40-year-old odd guy.
43-year-old guy.
Yeah, with his gun at the side. But that's too sad.
It is.
If you're that guy's manager, you go, don't do that.
Yeah, please don't do that.
So he must have been getting in the pool in his shorts, whatever, sinking to the bottom, going too hard, passing out.
Yeah, that's what must have happened. Because you think you would you'd be near the surface. Are you just going to go, oh, I'm not going to do that. But he must have passed out. That must have been what happened. I never thought of that. I just kept thinking he was just kept going and going and going.
Yeah.
What a mad cunt.
And just passed out and then. You don't even need to hold your breath. Unless, I suppose maybe he got into diving or something.
I thought that maybe practicing for free diving, but don't do it in a swimming pool on the west coast of Scotland. Do it in your bath. Do it in your kitchen. Do it in your kitchen sink.
Have someone watching you. That's enough now. You've passed out.
Yeah. Oh, what a fucking mad cunt. Yeah, sad, man. I don't know if that'll make it to the final cut of the episode, I'll be honest.
That's all right.
We'll maybe put that on the Patreon.
At least I know about that now.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Are you worried your logo doesn't match your hair anymore?
I know. Someone said that. The guy who designed it said you kind of really need to kind of get a new logo, and I was just kind of like,
He could add some hair on the side.
yeah, I think maybe just do that. It's maybe like. How's things been going with all your TikTok, man? Is it still helping to kind of fill the shows?
Yeah, I think so. Most people don't know my name because like they just see the video.
Yeah.
But then when they see a flyer, they're like, "Oh, I know that guy." And then so it helps people come. Yeah,
That's brilliant, man.
it's been really good. I recommend doing it. People, like not everyone wants to do sketches. It's about finding a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How you can.
Because I mentioned you on an early episode of this podcast, not long after we'd met, actually.
Oh, really?
And I remember we were standing outside the counting house, and loads of people coming up to you and going like, "Oh my God, are you the guy? Are you the guy?"
Yeah.
And that was a proper like moment for me of like, "Oh fuck, man, I am absolute dog shit on social media. I am doing fuck all with this," and you're like selling out shows and shit like that. And I was just like, I need to up my game. And I didn't really up my game. I just started a podcast.
Well, that's good.
But yeah,
podcast creates a more core audience because then they know you.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people don't know my name. It's you. Yeah, it's me.
What did they say? Are you the TikTok guy? Is that what they say?
Well, you get different ones, and they've got all different like value. Like someone says, "Are you that guy from Instagram?" I'm like, "Oh, that's nice."
Yeah.
Instagram seems more quality.
Yeah.
If they say TikTok, I'm like, yeah, TikTok, whatever. If they say they listen to my podcast, I'm like, really?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Buzzing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Because then they actually know who you are.
Yeah.
Like, rather than like the 30-second video.
That's happened twice this month to me. Some people I've stopped flying in the street and they go, "Oh, I love your podcast." And I've gotten, "What?
Yeah.
Are you fucking shitting me?"
But like, if someone, I reckon if someone stopped you and was like, "Oh, so you sat the other night," like, yeah.
Oh, thanks, man. Cheers for coming. But the fact that you just meet, because you see numbers of people how many listen, and then someone stops you in the street and says, "I love your podcast."
Your jokes that take years to write and like refine. Oh, amazing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, fucking whatever.
Keep it going. Keep moving.
Put money in the bucket and fuck off.
My podcast.
Yeah.
Where I ramble.
It's so weird, man. Do you get that quite a bit then? Do you get people coming on for podcast?
Not too much off the podcast, every now and then, but like for some reason that's like the one where I like the most.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It does feel good. It does feel good when that happens.
But yeah, I don't think I've got I think I've not been posting as much. I don't think I get clocked as much as I was when you first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is nice in a way.
Yeah. Were you just kind of, because I saw that happening quite a bit. So it just doesn't happen as much, or?
I think I must have had like a few videos in a row where I was in like people's minds, maybe.
Right, okay.
You know, like a missing child.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the posters everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, there's the guy.
You'd be more likely to see him, wouldn't you?
Just keep it fresh. Keep it fresh in the memory.
I was like, oh, wouldn't that be a good show title, you know, for flyering to go, "Have you seen this child?" Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
but then I feel like you'd piss people off.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'd get it into their, because they'd be, all would they laugh. Do you know what I mean?
I think that would get a lot of people like fucking raging.
So because they'd go, and then once they realise it was a comedy show, they'd fucking throw it at you, wouldn't they?
But I think you'd get the people that would love that would definitely come to your show. If I got handed that, I would go to that show in a heartbeat. I would be like, "Oh, that's funny. That's good.
That's mad."
Do that next year, man. Just do like missing
child.
And would you do a picture of you now or you as a baby?
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe me now dressed as a child. That'd be good. What's your show called this year?
Ralph Mail.
Ralph Mail. That's good.
What made you go for Hubba Hubba?
I thought it'd be. I don't know when I thought of it, like a few years ago.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a good either podcast name or like a show name because it's like quite. I think it makes people smile when they hear it.
Yeah.
But before that, for a few years, I wanted to go with. I was going to call it "I'm Buried Alive and Screaming from Beneath the Earth," but then I thought, like, people might not want to see that.
Yeah. Oh, good. I had one. There's one French show name I've never been brave enough to do, and I almost did it this year. which would have been so funny because all the news articles, I say all of them, like 4 of them, were all going like, go and see Ralph Brown, Ralph Emile at the Waverley. But I was going to call my French show this year 9/11 was an inside jobby.
Okay.
Because I don't know, like, I don't know if many people know what a jobby is. Do you know what a jobby is?
Yeah.
Right. That was
only from coming up here.
right. It was going to be 9/11 as in it was an inside jobby, just
Yeah.
purely because it's so stupid. And I was like, that's going to be the show name. And if they had said that to be like, oh, Ralph Brown got held up at gunpoint during his show, 9/11 was an inside jobby.
What did he expect?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What did he expect?
What did he think was going to happen? So that was on, like, that was almost there. But I can never call it that. I I think it would probably rub people up the wrong way. It just doesn't feel like people would just think I'm a nut.
I feel like in the 2000s and in the 2010s, extreme jokes like that were like normalized. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel I don't know, maybe it's just because we're getting older.
Yeah, maybe.
That we're now like more sensitive and we're like, don't watch South Park and stuff as much anymore.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Oh,
those are people's lives. People died. You don't joke about that. You don't joke about
you
that.
can't say that, Ralph. Not in a show name, my man. Yeah, because you could have seen that. You could have just gonna do like characters, take the piss, have a laugh on stage. You have a lot of fun on stage.
Yeah, I use Twitter for, just trying to looking at funny jokes essentially.
That's all I want, man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find. I don't know. I don't want to be arguing with people or anything.
I don't get the people that do that. They waste their life arguing, man.
Oh, if I get a bad comment or something, I just delete it.
Did you just delete it? Yeah.
Yeah. Delete
Perfect.
and I block the person as well. Delete and block. And it could be, sometimes it's constructive criticism. So I deleted one guy because he was like, "Oh, you're looking a bit pale." I was like, "Right, you're getting blocked." He was like, he said you need to eat some red meat and some green vegetables. I was like, "Well, see you later."
You had your chance, mate. You blew it.
And he might have been coming at me from like a
He was just caring for your well-being.
yeah, but I was like,
You're like,
"Ooh, none of your business."
not today, mate. Do you get a lot of like mad comments and stuff?
No, just that one.
Just that one?
I'm very fortunate. That's why I'm very strict on it. No, you don't tell me I need to eat red meat.
Right. I saw you've done that. You do cameos as well, don't you, man?
Yeah, I've tried that. Yeah.
How did that go?
Well, I've got it in my bio, but I don't promote it too much. But yeah, I just try and make myself laugh for a minute based on the information they've given me.
Well, that must feel quite cool that like you're kind of like people like you enough. You're such a fan that they go, "Oh, we want a cameo." That feels like a pretty like hardcore fan.
Yeah, I think it is very nice. Sometimes I've gone too far with them. I've sent like a 5-minute cameo, and I've thought that's probably too long. I'm just rambling, talking. That's too. How long do you reckon a cameo should be?
90 seconds.
You think?
Yeah. But again, if they're hardcore, then they might want longer. I know some people that I can't remember who it is. Someone does really, really long ones and doesn't, like a really famous Hollywood actor doesn't get paid that much and does really, really long ones, and the fans love it.
Is it Kevin from The Office?
Maybe, yeah. I think it's
I
him.
think he made the most ever,
Really?
like in a year or something, of anyone.
Because he just does really long ones.
Yeah,
I mean, fair enough. It feels like a very easy way to make money.
yeah.
And if you're doing 5-minute ones, but I would love to know the reaction of the people that got their 5-minute cameos, man.
I think they're hopefully they're positive.
But yeah, no, that's class. Have you ever had any like mad ones?
Yeah, I had this girl. I couldn't do it. This little girl was like, "Oh, it's my friend's 13th birthday. We call her a fat bitch." I was like, no, I won't do that. I'll say happy birthday. Won't I?
You fat bitch.
Call
13 as well.
Call a 13-year-old girl a fat bitch. Ah, you fat bitch. That would be, I don't know. If I was a little girl, I would find that funny.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to take that chance.
You cannot risk that. If that, because then
That'd be.
yeah.
I
We
don't know.
didn't ask him to say that actually.
Yeah. No one asked him to say that. Oh.
Yeah, he kind of went rogue on that one, went off script. Oh, fat bitch. That's so weird, man. For a 13-year-old, there's a person probably 13 as well, to then get in touch to ask for that is mental. Fucking hell, man. Was there a part of you that was like, fucking 50 quid's 50 quid?
It's not 50 quid.
Is it not 50 quid?
I think it was like 15 quid at the time. It's like it's keeping it nice and cheap.
But it's not worth
people.
burning your whole career for a 15 quid cameo. That would get out. That would get out. That would go viral.
He's lost his mind. Yeah.
And most of them just quite nice and just kind of like, just want you to quote stuff from your videos.
Yeah, a little bit. They just be like, oh, tell them we're going on holiday. Tell them I've bought them, we're going to Paris for their birthday or something like that. Just tiny little things like that. So it's like a double present.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you got coming up? You doing anything other than your TikToks, podcasts? You want to do anything else?
I don't know about you, but I'm very last minute. Like I'm always focusing on today's task.
Yeah.
So I'm very slow with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I find it hard to do.
I should plan ahead.
Yeah.
Maybe I think because I do a Harry Potter podcast. It was my main podcast, and I was thinking of starting my own podcast, but then I'm like, oh, it's hard to start a podcast because you have to give it a good run, and once you're in, you're in.
Oh yeah. I was saying to Liam Farrell last night. He was like, "I'm going to start a podcast," and I went, "Don't do it." And he's like, "Oh no, I've got an idea." And I went, "Don't fucking bother." Yeah. Just fucking do your clips online. You've been on live at the Apollo. Don't do a fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Just fucking do whatever you want. Do clips. I think clip sketches do way more getting audiences than podcasts. You don't put much of your stand-up out online, do you?
No, I don't think I've got a single clip online.
Yeah. I don't think I've got any. I've got one little bit. I did like a trailer for the Fringe this year, but that's it. Like 2 or 3 punchlines, but out of context. So it didn't make any sense. But I've never put any stand-up online.
That's probably better. You do need to get into the habit of taking a camera to every gig, filming it, and then at some point you probably do some crowd work, and then just...
Have you ever been tempted to do it?
I did do it. I had a great little clip, and but I think the recording was bad, and then some teenager was like, cringe, and so I just deleted it.
One comment. No, never doing it again. It does kind of feel like when you see the people doing the crowd work videos, they're really, really good. There's a guy called Phil Hanley from America, and he does loads, and some of them, it's like the best crowd work I've ever seen. And then I look back at some of the ones I filmed and I've never put out, and I go, oh, I can't put that out. That's embarrassing. Me just kind of going, oh yeah, do you like cheese, do you? And then the whole audience going, yeah. And to me, that was like the one thing I filmed that I was like, I can't put that out.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it needs to be like an amazing bit of crowd work to kind of cut through now. Like just like a little bit here and there. It just doesn't cut it, man.
No. Well, I think also you don't get that many chances with people who watch you. So if you've put out 3 crap clips, people aren't going to watch them anymore. They just scroll past.
I know. I do some of the podcast clips go out on TikTok, and they just eat shit. They get like 200 views, and it just and I'm like, why do I bother? Why do I bother? One clip went viral.
The attitude.
One clip went viral, and I was barely even in the clip. It was Liam Withnail doing a funny story, and it was just like that went viral, and it was just everyone in the comments just slagging both of us. And that was it. It was. I'm not joking. I watched that video back. It's like 85% Liam.
Oh really?
And the rest is me just kind of going, oh really? Good. That's mental. That's mental. And that's the one that went viral. And I was like, Liam, thank you very much for helping me grow my podcast. That is the best thing that could have happened. What do you do? So like I've asked guests some of this. What do you watch on like Instagram or TikTok? What's your algorithm tell you about you? Have you got any like mad videos that you always end up watching? I'm
getting a lot of bottle videos at the minute. Bottles falling down the stairs.
Bottles?
Have you not getting this?
No.
Oh, this is big.
Wow, are you into this?
No, but I heard it lately.
You get it lately, yeah.
Yeah?
Apparently, it's massive.
It is enormous.
Bottles falling down the stairs?
Because it's like there's no words or anything. People get different glass bottles, roll them down the stairs, like one at a time, and then they smash at different rates.
What?
And it's kind of like satisfying because they fall down the stairs. But it started off rolling bottles down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice big long compilation clip. But then it's got madder and madder and madder where like people are now throwing them down the stairs. They're filling them with marbles and throwing 10 down the stairs.
Oh.
Like it's getting so aggressive. Like they're filling them with paint and like.
Oh, this is good.
It is interesting. I've been getting a lot of that. But it's one of them things where it used to be 7 years ago, maybe not 7 years ago, like say 5 or 4 years ago, I was getting like a lot of resin videos, like people pouring resin.
Yes, yeah.
I've not been getting that anymore. It's like the new satisfying thing.
Yes.
Do you ever get the hydraulic press?
Yeah, love the hydraulic press.
That's not, since the bottles have come out, I've got less of that.
Yeah, oh, I love that. I love that.
What else? Yeah, that. Clips of, I don't know, what do you get?
Have you ever seen, I get this quite a lot. Have you ever seen it? This is such a bizarre thing, but it's 4 like Japanese guys in a room, and they've got like they've got those like squeaking turkeys taped to their feet. Have you seen it? Yeah. And then there's a guy who's blindfolded and has to like, they're kind of walking around the room trying not to let the turkey noise go off, the chicken noise go off, and he's trying to whip them with a belt. Yeah. Have you seen this, Val? Have you seen it? Have you definitely seen this?
Yeah,
Thank fuck, by the way. I thought I was like the only idiot getting this. And it's one of my favourite videos I have ever seen in my life, to the fact that like I go looking for them and I try and find them. And I'm like, type on Instagram, like, turkey feet, Japanese men. And you're like, it's the best video because they're all trying to keep quiet. And the guy's just trying to like whip them with this belt.
And it's a hard whack as well.
Oh my God. And then when they start like pushing each other over, and so you just hear that. I'm going to have to put a link in the episode description to one of these videos because I do not think I've described that well.
No, I think you have. The most famous one I saw of that was where they were all on the windowsill because, like, to get away from the guy.
Yeah.
And then there was one guy not on the windowsill and he was getting pelted mercilessly because you could just hear him. And then he managed to he started squeezing their chickens on the windowsill.
Oh, that's good.
And then so he finally found them and got them all.
Oh, it's so good. And there's another one I've seen recently where it's like a Japanese game show it's at a restaurant, but it's on a slope and they have to try and serve the food on the slope. So they're kind of coming in, and it's like a really steep slope. So they're trying to come in with like trays of soup, and then there's people sitting in the middle of the restaurant. So they're trying to like kind of like walk across the room with the trays of soup in a really hard angle, and they just fall every fucking time. It is beautiful.
I get a lot of. Do you ever get big waves?
Yeah,
like on a ship, and then like a massive wave. That is satisfying because the sea scares me. I'm like enchanted by the sea, but I'm like,
I love watching big waves, but there's a place in Portugal called Nazaré, and it's this place where the world's biggest surfing waves happen. Yeah. And I just watch that and I go, I would love to do that.
Can you surf?
A little bit, but like
good.
I can barely even swim. That's the thing. Such a shit weak swimmer, and then when you see the size of these like 112-foot waves, and I don't even know how big they are, they're fucking massive. Those are the videos, and I watch that. There's a documentary on Netflix about it as well. Highly recommend it. It's called like The World's Biggest Wave or some shit. But that's my...
have you seen Free Solo?
Yeah. Love a bit of that. There's another one as well, isn't there? There's a Free Solo, and there's another guy who climbs... Like,
you seen that one?
I can't... Like, I've seen both
the
of them.
Ice Climber?
Yes. Yeah. But Free Solo... Is that the guy with the missing fingers, Free Solo?
No, Free Solo... I think it was trained by that guy, but Free Solo just climbs without apparatus.
Insane.
He does Yosemite.
The big one.
Yeah, well,
El Capitan.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that. But I tell you what, I'm sweating.
Yeah, arms sweaty. Arms sweaty. Completely.
Yeah, and you're watching this guy and you're like, fuck, don't do it, man. Just turn back down. But there's no, once you're up, you can't really change your mind.
He kind of made, because like when he was preparing for that, or I think for a long time, he lived in a van.
Yes,
like,
he did, yeah.
Have you ever thought about that? Can you drive?
Yeah. I've thought of it, And I think, I don't think I could do it. It just feels like there's no privacy. Imagine you just wanted to just like sit and get like a pizza and just like sit and like in your boxer shorts, watch the TV. You can't do that in a van.
You can't. I've done it for 2 months.
Have you actually?
Yeah, because like when I first started coming up to the Fringe, accommodation's so high. I don't think I had a job at the time. So like my dad had a van,
Right.
and like it was like a normal white Citroen Relay, and he'd kitted it out a bit to be like a bit of a camper,
Right.
like a bed in there, and like a bit of a worktop to prepare food on.
Yeah.
But you couldn't stand up in it, and that's what I'd like did for like 2 years on the road, just like
Oh, brilliant.
parking on the street, and it's like, but you got to do it stealth like, because people don't want someone living in front of their house.
Yeah.
But if you park in front of a mansion, they don't even know.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, it's far enough away from me.
Yeah, they don't care.
Because they've got such a big front garden.
Yeah, and weirdly, so I know a few people that have done it at the Fringe, and they stayed in a caravan out at like Barnton Way, which is where all the millionaires are, all the big mansions, and that's exactly where they park their caravan.
I did a lot of research beforehand, like on how to like, all the tips and stuff, all the things that go into it. And it was a lot like, don't park in front of like people's houses. Because like this guy would have these like, well, he was a bit oblivious to it. He was like, yeah, parks in front of this family's house, and they were all like banging on the van going, get out of here, you paedophile. He's like in bed.
Fair. Absolutely fair.
Yeah. He's like,
Don't park near the play parks, anything like
yeah.
that.
Park outside of a church.
Yeah, don't
Park.
schools, don't do that. None of the schools. Oh my God. Yeah, it does feel like if you maybe doing it, like if you were going like to like Australia or something, I think it'd be quite cool to do that.
Yeah, just so big.
And just do it like a kind of just like go and travel like the East Coast or whatever. That feels like I could do it, but there's a comedian, Matt Watson, that does it. He's like got like a van life YouTube channel. You ever met Matt Watson? He used to live in Edinburgh, so you might not. He's a Canadian guy, and he...
Oh, right, I thought... Matt or Mark?
Matt Watson.
Matt, right, I thought you said Mark.
Yeah, and he's kind of just got his own YouTube channel. It's a proper like thing. It's a wee thing like van life. Would you ever do it longer term, do you think?
I think I'd like to, but then there's that thing where, see, I became so skinny because I'm not going to go back to the van because my choice is lie down in bed.
Yeah.
So I just wandered around all day, and like I'd go see shows and stuff. I was just like doing like 30,000 steps a day, and then like you can't just go chill, and then it's dangerous as well. Like if people figure out where you are, you have to like move quite a bit as well. But that was like the only thing, and then you have to shower at the gym.
Yes, that's what he was saying. Shower at the gym, and he said a couple started shagging up against his van one night when he was lying in the van, and he was just kind of the whole van was just rocking, and he was like, "This is bleak. This is no way to live my life."
Excuse me.
Stop shagging.
I had some kids throwing a ball against my van. They didn't know I was in there. But then I think they're playing like cricket with a tennis ball against the van. I was like, probably shouldn't come out now.
Sweet.
Just stay.
Yeah, that'd be a very weird time to just pop your head out of the van. They'd be like, "How long have you been in that van for?"
How long you been in there? The whole game. The whole game.
Right, man, we're just getting to the end of the episode. Thanks very much for coming. And there's 2 parts. I just asked a few guests to do. It's you get to suggest a guest of someone you like, someone you find funny in the comedy world, and I've got to try and get them on a future episode of the podcast. So anyone you like, I will then try and get on.
Let's have a think.
Any names you like?
Have you had?
I mean, to be fair, not many English acts. So any
English acts, all right. Let's have a look. Jamie Hutchinson, he'd probably do it.
Oh shit, yeah. I've never met Jamie, but
Have you not?
No.
I think he's coming up in.
Is he?
He's doing his tour in
Class.
in a few months, I think.
Perfect,
Or
Jamie
next
Hutchinson.
month, yeah.
Yeah, he's a very funny guy.
Yeah,
I saw you on the hot water green room one.
yeah,
Those 2 guys are fucking wild.
yeah.
They are probably mental.
I know. Yeah,
Feels like they kind of get away with a lot of shit on that podcast.
living life large.
Yeah.
I know.
And then the final part is just a recommendation for any films, TV shows, albums, any music you've liked recently that you kind of think more people should hear or listen to.
Have you seen Love on Netflix?
No, I've not.
It's this great comedy. It's like 3 series, semi-produced by Judd Apatow,
Right.
but it's not like that kind of, Seth Rogen-y kind of show.
Yeah.
It's about these, I don't know, two people in LA who kind of like fall in love and all like their friends and stuff are also in relationships.
All right.
But it's very funny and very real.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice one. Perfect. Love that. Tom, thank you very much for coming in, mate. I appreciate you coming in. Cheers, man. Been fun. Goodbye.